Welcome to a special bonus episode of Public Power Underground. I'm the creative director for Public Power Underground and the manager of the power department for Clatskanie PUD, Paul Dockery.
This is Ludgie Gelin, the data specialist for Clatskanie PUD and a contributing writer, producer, and co-star for Public Power Underground.
And I'm the voice of the Underground and the economic development manager for Clatskanie PUD, Brian Fawcett.
I'm Arin Guillory, the star of Arin Reports, co-star of Public Power Underground, and Clatskanie People's Utility District's controller.
I'm Ian Bledsoe, star of Public Power Underground and power analyst for Clatskanie PUD.
And this is Karen Heim, co-star and editor at-large of Public Power Underground and the office administrator from the Public Power Council.
We're all together.
We're all here.
This is the first time, all together. Old, new power department and a honorary power department.
Honorary, I think that's what it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess I decided that. I don't know if you guys decided that.
I'm pretty sure this is an official knighting of you as a member of the power department. Is knighting, is that the right word?
I'll take it.
I'll take it too. I agree with Arin.
Nice. Okay, we haven't said what the episode is about yet, and we need to get to that. We have an exciting announcement. Clatskanie PUD and NewsData are teaming up for the production of Public Power Underground. The past, present, and honorary member of the Power Department who've become the stars of Public Power Underground will continue to show up in the collaboration, but we expect some new personalities to join from the NewsData crew to provide more insight and entertainment. Because of this collaboration, we may get some new listeners. And I want to make sure, if you're a new listener, you know what you're getting into. Here's our goal, our stated goal. We are here to provide a summary of what's going on in the power news across the West in an informative and entertaining way. Our goal is not to have hot takes, break news, or be the smartest podcast you listen to. There will definitely be smarter podcasts you're listening to if you're a regular podcast listener. Our goal is that when there's a new episode of Public Power Underground, you'll feel that warmth in your chest, like a warm blanket on a cold day, or like a cup of hot chocolate with just a hint of peppermint after you go sledding on a snow day, which is kind of like the feeling you get when a text from a best friend you've been meaning to message comes in, or when a new episode of New Girl just dropped. We want you to be excited that your friends from the Underground are here to get you up to speed on public power and public power adjacent news from a power department's perspective. This is the way. Take it away, Brian.
All right, on today's bonus episode, we will talk with NewsData's editor-in-chief about how they view their role in the Western power community. We have a conversation with Mike Shepard, the CEO of NewsData's parent company, Pioneer Utility Resources, and Marc Farmer, the general manager of Clatskanie People's Utility District, about what to expect from the collaboration. And in between and afterward, we'll go through lightning round questions with the hosts and stars of the Underground about all sorts of public power underground topics to get everybody oriented and to do a little reminiscing. Ludgie, can you give me a typewriter sound clip to tee up the first conversation?
First up, we have Paul's conversation with friend of the Underground, Marc Ohrenschall.
Hey, Marc. Welcome to Public Power Underground. Welcome in a very much more intimate sense. Welcome to Public Power Underground.
Well, thank you very much, Paul. As always, it's great to be here on this auspicious occasion.
Yeah, I'm really excited about the collaboration. I wanted to tell a story real quick and tie you into this story, okay? Because it was last year, y'all had your 2000th edition on Clearing Up. And we covered it on Public Power Underground. And in our coverage, we covered this blurb about what you contribute to the Northwest power community. And I want to tell you, it was at that moment I was we need to think a little bit more about a style guide and the way we frame our stuff, because we're amateurs, but also we want to be a helpful part of the community and not just a thorn in people's sides that they want to avoid. So if you could explain the way you approach your community, I think it would be incredibly helpful, because I've found it incredibly helpful.
Well, thank you very much, Paul. I really appreciate the kind words about Clearing Up, and also about that column. We're, as journalists, we produce stuff, and we're never really sure what, if any, impacts it has. So I'm really glad to hear that at least something we wrote resonated with our with our audience out there. So I thought what I do, and for the benefit of the audience, I thought I'd just read. It's only a couple of paragraphs, so don't worry, we're not going to drone on and on here. Just read that relevant piece that you mentioned that's in our editorial style guide that really does kind of explain how we see our role in the energy community, not only in the Northwest for our Clearing Up newsletter, but for our other publications as well down in California and the Southwest.
Yeah, please do.
So here it goes, and here I start with quote marks. We report useful and relevant industry news of all manner, intended to inform, enlighten, and occasionally entertain our clients. We are not an energy industry adversary, nor its good and faithful servant. We seek to reflect the community as objectively as possible. We strive to report the facts without bias and to include as many relevant aspects of a story as feasible. We have no axes to grind nor agendas to fill. Should we discover matters that reflect poorly on a client, we will report such information if it fits the criteria of useful and relevant news. And I should add, that's really how we've seen our role since 1982, when we started with our publisher and founder, Cyrus Noyen. We've really tried to do that ever since. I think another way to look at it, and maybe with honestly less lofty language, is we try to hold a mirror to the energy communities we serve, and we try to do it in a fair and balanced journalistic way. And certainly we're not perfect and we don't always get it right, but that's really what we're all about and what we're trying to do for the people and the clients and the regions that we serve.
And I will say, from a consumer of Clearing Up's content, I think y'all fulfill that mission exceptionally well. I do feel like you're a great curator of news, and I'm hoping, in this collaboration, we can emphasize the entertainment, and we can emphasize, the community, and because one of the core things for the Underground for me is this kind of communal aspect of public power, and emphasizing that. What do you think, like in this collaboration, what do you want to try to bring to the Underground? What do you think we could provide our listeners of value in this collaboration?
Well, I think that's a really good point, and I've actually been a fan of the Underground ever since you started. I think I've listened to virtually all episodes, if not all of them, and I really like your, I guess, infotainment formula that you've done. It's obviously very compelling and very, very useful, and really great for all the people who are our listeners, and a number of our NewsData folks have been on as well. So I guess generally seen, what I see our role here is we're here to provide sort of editorial and content support and help curate the news and help bringing guests on. And we do, with our California and our Northwest publications, we do have, I think, a pretty good finger on the pulse of what's happening in the energy world in both regions. And I think that's probably the main thing that we'll bring, is that sense of what's happening and why it's important and why it matters and why your listeners should want to pay attention to it. That's, that also goes for our publications, our written publications as well. And I really like the fact that you kind of highlight also the attainment part of infotainment. I think, we're all print journalists and we tend to be pretty sober-minded folks, but I really think this is a good opportunity for us to maybe loosen up a little bit and share what we know, and in some little different ways than we do in our traditional publication. We do have I think you and other readers know, we do have our April Fool's issue, and we have our Holiday Carols issue, and honestly, those are the two most popular issues of the year. So we try to make make do with the other 50 issues. But seriously, I think that combination of the great fun that you have with your guests and the great information you provide, I think we can help, especially on, again, providing that news and editorial content and support. So that's basically where I see our primary role.
I think this is going to work really well. I feel like your curation of news is going to be a great I don't want to call it a marriage. Probably edit that out. One of the benefits that we're going to talk about is I don't have to edit anymore. We can just be like, edit it out, and then maybe somebody will, maybe somebody won't. It's cool either way because I don't have to do it anyway. But like the combination of like curation of news and I promise we will bring creativity. We will bring as much entertainment as we can handle. And I am so looking forward to the holiday edition of Public Power Underground. I can't wait to see what we come up with together. We can't wait to sing some jingles on the Underground.
I think there might be some carols in line, so you can preview that for all the listeners out there. We will do our best to try to bring our best selves forward for our carols edition.
Great.
For sure.
Well, thanks for doing this. Thanks. I'm really looking forward to working together. Please hold us accountable when we fail, and please help us be better. Got it?
Likewise, likewise, Paul. I'm really looking forward too, and I think you'll hear from others about some of the other aspects. But we are very excited, and our people are very excited to, well, let's call this a partnership, not a marriage.
That's better.
How's that?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. Well, okay.
Well, thank you. And back to the underground for more about the collaboration. Okay, next up is a lightning round for the stars of the underground, okay? Lightning round. It means you got to give me a quick answers. Maybe we can then talk about your answer, but it's lightning round. Give me what is it like the heart of what's your heart of your answer right here, okay? We're going to start with you, Arin. Okay, what is your favorite bit from season 1, 2, or 3 that you want to continue even though NewsData is a serious news organization and we're collaborating with them?
Oh, man. Okay. All right. I've got a minute. I've got 3 of them. I'm going to blast through them. Okay. The first one.
Quick.
Okay. A little bit fake. My mispronunciation, that absolutely was a bit. All the words that I mispronounced, totally a bit. I'm going to try to stop that.
It was all a bit.
Continue.
Yeah,
it's
the
all a bit.
The mispronunciation was a bit. Okay, got it. Yeah, you're going to continue that.
Okay.
Okay.
Second one, Ian's informal upgrades to captain, I think, several times throughout captain. Grammar police, appreciated it, loved it, send in the vibes, promote that man, give that man a medal. Okay, but my last one, I'd say maybe more serious, is the random bits with people who maybe aren't even talking about things that's necessarily their wheelhouse, but just having a conversation about different things we're passionate about. This is a very dense industry, and it's been exciting to see people from all kind of walks of the industry just talk about interesting things as just smart intellectuals. Would love to see that continue.
Even though we're not experts maybe at Excel, our conversations about the terrible pivot tables, that's what you like. You want more ragging on pivot tables.
Or you want more ragging on time change. Which one is it? Because we haven't talked about time change in a while.
No, we have not.
It has been too long. And it's upcoming.
It is.
But I feel like we've solved time change in this. We got to let the other people
We're
catch
just
up,
waiting
right?
for people to catch up, right?
We know what the right answer is.
And
we have
someone
talked
needs
about
to
it.
buy an NTF or NFT so we can have a better conversation about those. Something that's based in real life.
Yeah, we need a real life NFT, I guess. No, we need to actually experience NFTs. I don't actually know how to frame that in a good way. Somebody's got to buy
All of it.
All of it.
I'm not sure I even understand it yet. It's still.
Have you gotten an NBA NFT yet, Brian? Have you gotten?
Nope, absolutely not.
Okay.
Okay. Too busy.
Next, I'm going to come to you, Ludgie. Ludgie, as the newest member of the power department and someone joining the power industry right out of college, do you recommend Public Power Underground for new employees in the industry?
Yeah, definitely. I think it's a great way to learn, and I really like the fact that it's presented in a very simple way, which makes learning easier and also in a very fun environment. Yeah, definitely. I recommend it for new employees. Yeah.
And where are you on your consumption? I'm going to put you on the spot. Are you like 25% or like 10%?
Maybe
or
20.
Somewhere in between.
Or maybe 20 to 15%. Yeah. I've
Okay.
watched a few episodes. Yeah.
Okay. I like
Luigi,
it.
if you could expand, how has working for Paul been so far?
Great.
Lord.
Amazing.
That's hard. You can't do that. Just because you don't work for me anymore, Arin, doesn't mean you get to like.
Well, maybe her
I don't know.
percentage of watching would be higher if you stopped giving her other work to do. Like, it is work to
mean,
watch, so she.
It is work to
Oh.
watch. Mad respect. It's 'cause she's doing such a good job at the rest of her job. Karen,
So
I'm
do
gonna do a follow up with Karen. Is that okay, Brian?
Yeah. I probably shouldn't make this joke anyways.
Okay, outside the organization, outside of the chain of command here at Clatskanie PUD, what is a thing we could do to be better, like pitch ourselves better to new entrants to the power industry, and maybe Zoomers? Is there anything we can do to like make more sense to Zoomers other than just be shorter? Maybe
No, I think the shorter one is good. I like actually Aaron's idea of like mixing in more, not being 100% about, I guess we say public power adjacent, but not 100% public power all the time, but mixing in other things like NFTs to get other people, just give them a hook to something else that they like might want to listen to, and then they're like, well, look at all this other cool information that's presented, I should stick around. Maybe smash that subscribe button. Just saying.
Bam! Thank
Just
you,
saying.
Karen. I appreciate it. We're gonna move on though. Ludgie, can you give us a typewriter to move on to the next conversation?
To dive a little more into our big news this week and highlight what might change for our listeners with the collaboration, we have the CEO of Pioneer Utility Resources, Mike Shepard, and the General Manager of Clatskanie PUD, Marc Farmer, to chat.
Hey, Mike, welcome to Public Power Underground.
My first time.
Yes.
Happy to be here.
Yeah, very exciting. Thank you for joining us. Not Mark's first time. Marc, welcome back to Public Power Underground.
It's great to be back. Last year was an award-winning Undies Award year, so I'm still humbled by that honor. So glad to be back.
You know, I don't see the trophy in the background. I'm just going to point that out. Like, it's not.
I took it home because my wife was so proud of it. She wanted to show it off to all the relatives.
Okay, I'll accept that as an answer.
There are trophies?
Yes. Much like the Dundies, there are the annual Undies for the underground. We'll see if we keep that bit this year. I am excited about the collaboration between Clatskanie PUD and NewsData on the production of Public Power Underground, and I want to make sure listeners know what they're getting into. So I'm going to start with you, Mike. What should we expect listeners? What should listeners expect to get from the collaboration? You think?
I think more of a bigger, better is kind of the bottom line for me. We love the fresh approach that Public Power Underground has had, and don't want to change that for nothing. But the idea of a collaboration between kind of one of the main sources for the conversation, which is the NewsData clearing up newsletters, and the kind of fresh approach that you all have taken was just too good to pass up when you guys kind of knocked on our door with the start of the idea.
So I don't need to tone back many of my pop culture jokes or this. We're constantly changing the formula. We're constantly trying to innovate and see if new things work. You're okay with the changing and the evolving and the growing and the sometimes weird changes.
If you know anything about what's been going on over here at Pioneer, the parent company of NewsData, you know we're pretty okay with change.
Okay, I like it. I like it. We like trying new things, don't we, Marc? We like to evolve,
Absolutely.
Figure out what works, what doesn't work. Occasionally, some things don't work, though. I'm just going to say.
Well, that's why we always say we throw spaghetti against the wall and see what sticks. So.
Yep. That's the mantra from leadership, and we're good at executing, aren't we, Marc?
Good at throwing spaghetti. Absolutely.
Yep. So, Marc, you're the communication wizard with a background in radio, an electric utility enthusiast. What are you hoping to see out of the collaboration?
Well, I see us taking something good and making it something great. And reason why is we're going to expand the availability of people to bring onto the show. Our reach is going to, Pioneer Utility Resources is no longer a Northwest company. It's now across the United States. It's going to bring in a lot more opportunities to bring in people across the U.S., expose them to Public Power Underground. So our audience will get bigger. The people we have to draw from will get bigger. I just see it adding another layer as well as professionalism, because Pioneer has tremendous skill sets and talents available to us that we didn't have before.
Yeah, I'm really excited about not having to edit this, Mike. I cannot express my gratitude enough. Not to say, it's not going to take them that much. We do a pretty good job of not having too much editing. I don't want to oversell how much work they're going to do, but my relief is real and sincere. I suspect, Marc, your relief is real and sincere too.
Yeah, we have a lot of stuff to keep you busy, Paul, and so that little extra time that we have available of you be much appreciated.
Absolutely. I do have some lightning round questions, but anything else you wanted to mention there, Mike, around what you would hope to get out of this collaboration?
No, I would just say that we have people who live to edit, so you may regret some of those. You may regret some of that, but for the most part, I think you're going to be pretty darn happy.
Yeah, no, I think the production quality hopefully will go up, and video and audio and all that stuff. It's going to be, hopefully we maintain a really good product with really engaging, fun content that's quick. And I want to say NewsData is an outstanding news source that we use every day, and I feel like it's going to add some professionalism to the way we talk about some topics. So I think it'll be a good collaboration.
I think there's a kind of an interesting opportunity to sort of expand the topic base too. And Mark talked about geography, but probably a little more breadth of topic within, of course, staying within the power industry.
Yep.
But, there's so many different topics that can be touched on. I think it's gonna be fantastic.
Yep, and we're going to be geeky about whatever we talk about. That is guaranteed, because that is our thing. I do have some lightning round questions, though, because there are some long-standing listeners to Public Power Underground, and I'm sure they have some very important questions that they want answered. So you're ready. This is for you, Mike, because I already know Mark supports some of these very important topics. But for you, Mike, are you ready?
I don't know yet.
Okay,
We'll see.
okay. Will there be merch?
Absolutely, there's going to be merch. I think Paul made sure he was ready to negotiate about merch, and we were on board.
Okay,
We're happy to bring it home.
okay. We're going to have
and new merch and new designs and new logo, if I remember right. Yeah.
Yes, breaking news. There will be a new logo. So when you refresh your podcast feed, you'll see a shielded ground symbol. And that's us. We're underground. It's a pun, visual pun this time. It's going to be great. Another thing I do is I bestow honorary titles and on guests kind of ad hoc and willy-nilly. I just want to make sure we're going to respect the ad hoc titles. Are you willing to respect our ad hoc titles, Mike?
Within reason, I guess. Like I got to know what my titles. Do you have a title for me yet?
No, we haven't made up an ad hoc title for you. You wanna work on it? You want to be the official Coug of Public Power Underground?
Well, that's a start. Yeah.
Yeah, the official Coug.
My Twitter handle is Coug Shep, so
Coug Shep, the official Coug of Public Power Underground. Mark, I feel like you already probably have an ad hoc title. We don't always document our ad hoc titles, but where are you at, Mark? Do you want to be like the duck of Public Power Underground, or what are you thinking?
Trailblazer.
The Trailblazer. Oh man, that's a good one.
There you go.
Right, he's blazing trails. The electric utility enthusiast, the Trailblazer of electric utility enthusiasts. I like that. That kind of makes
There you
sense.
go.
I mean,
aren't we trailblazing right here with this podcast? I mean, that's how it all started.
Yes. Okay. We got some new official titles, and Mark, just so you know, Brad is working on placards for us. So maybe you may actually get a placard for Public Power Underground. Okay, I got another one. Okay. LinkedIn page. So if I do a LinkedIn page, Mike, can I then let people link to the LinkedIn page with their ad hoc titles? Ooh. Is this a good idea? Do you like this idea? Do you like? Is this good?
LinkedIn's fairly serious. They probably could use some, like the public power space. LinkedIn probably could use some lightening up too.
Okay, so it's similar to what we're doing with NewsDay. We're lightening up a little bit. We're sprucing up, putting some new drapes up, maybe painting a wall not off-white and like giving it like a red sheen or maybe a yellow. Crimson, or maybe a crimson, maybe a green. Mark, what do you think?
Green and gold. They're fall colors. It just makes a lot of sense.
Yes, it does make a bunch of sense. Okay, so I think, Mike, you probably have started to get a sense of what you're getting into. I want to make sure, though, do you know what you're getting into?
We have a full dossier. Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you very much to both of you for joining us. We're going to head back to the crew for more, but anything you want to end up with just as a takeaway for the team?
Well, of course, go Cougs, but go underground.
Yes.
I'm shooting for my first undie in the first year.
Yes.
But I actually have to be a real guest, not just an introductory guest.
Absolutely. We're gonna get you on. Maybe we'll do it for the holiday special. You have no idea how excited I am for the holiday special. It's gonna be great, and there will be some Dundies, but for the underground. Mark, anything you want to add before we go?
You know, I appreciate that, you know, this has been a rough couple years. And for the podcast to come out and help us to find the lighter side of things and not take ourselves too seriously, at the same time providing good information and, you know, good content, good people. This is the breath of fresh air we've been needing, and I'm glad to see this collaboration is going to continue this podcast and just, in fact, expand it. This is something that the industry truly needs, I think. But I would just like to close in saying that as an award-winning Undie award from last year, I'm going to make a big push to be a first-time, two-time winner. So I'm making my play here for that.
You know, asking is half of the goal of winning, right? And it's
Yeah.
halfway there. You're halfway to winning.
It's highly coveted.
It is.
So I have one question though on the merchandising. I know this is going to be highly coveted, so I just want to make sure that I put in my bid for it. That people that appear on the show, do we get the coveted Public Underground mug? I'm sure there's going to be a mug, right?
Yeah, I mean, you can buy it. I mean, you're going to have to buy it, Mark. That's all I'm saying.
All right.
You're going to have to buy it. You aren't getting it for free.
We might be able to hook you up if we're involved.
Proceeds go to Clatskanie PUD's Share the Warmth Fund, so you can pay for the mug, and it goes to a good cause. Okay, we're going to do this. It's going to benefit Clatskanie PUD's service territory. I think, Mark, you could pay for the mug, or maybe you get it as a gift. I don't know. Somebody's got to pay for the mug though, because we want to benefit our community with this, Mark. We want to benefit our community.
Do I have to wear a Pioneer Utility Resources hat or a Clatskanie hat? I just don't know which one to put on.
You just alternate between appearances.
There you go.
Yeah, there we go.
There you go.
Okay, thank you both.
Thanks,
Thank
guys.
you.
Now back to the underground for more. Okay, we're going to do some more lightning round, and then we're going to go to the outro. This is going to be quick. Once again, quick. It's going to be fun. Okay, this one's for you, Brian. The voice of the underground or the Ron Burgundy of public power?
I'm Ron Burgundy?
Just reading the copy straight. Love it, Brian. Great bit. Well played. You have...
Yeah, there's a phone call that I'm waiting for that would have been perfect timing to get right now, but I'm just going to...
Yeah.
Whoa,
I mean,
is that Ron Burgundy talking right now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, Ian, you're up next. Pick your favorite title from season 1. To remind him, Ludgie, can you play Brian introducing Ian in the season 1?
Our other co-star, Public Power Underground. Get ready for it. The coding wizard of R and Python, our resident Genesis apprentices, a Reddit user, Banjalele virtuoso, trained linguist, a Dark Age of Camelot mending, pacifying healer, credentialed Stack Overflow contributor, a lieutenant in the grammar police, and current power analyst, Ian, the neural network Bledsoe. Thanks for being here, Ian.
Well,
That might
Paul,
be the
when
one
I first
time I didn't screw up any of those.
when I first read this, Paul, I thought you were trying to trick me into going back and actually watching our past recordings. Glad to see that's not the case. But
No.
my favorite is definitely Genesis Apprentices.
The Genesis Apprentices, I think is one of my favorite as well. Really well done.
Who are we giving credit to for that? Who made that up? It was you, right?
I'm pretty sure it was Brian.
Me mispronouncing it. It was really...
Once again,
I think you knew that.
the bit was
when you brought up
mispronouncing.
that question. Yeah.
The bit was
I think you knew that, but
See? You heard it live.
I'm not going to claim it was a bit like somebody else.
Who could you be talking about? Throwback in the episode.
Okay, last one, Karen. This is for you. It's a multi-part, and in some ways an announcement instead of a question. First, we're getting placards. Brad is working on placards. Thank you very much, Brad. You're going to get a special editor at large. It's going to be great. We're probably getting merch. Going to get some merch. Going to be able to have a mug, nice Yeti mug with the.
I would love to have a mug that I could have on camera.
Yes.
There's nothing in my hand.
There's nothing. We're gonna get it. But the question, and this I'm very, very curious about your take on this.
Mm-hmm.
Should we keep awarding the Anadromous Championship Belt, or just end it with Kurt holding it? Because Kurt was so authentically happy.
I feel like we
about
gotta
getting it.
go out with Kurt, and that he just gets to be the last one. I mean, he was so happy and so surprised when you had it last week. I feel
was.
like that is the perfect way to end it.
He was so happy. But are you just saying this because you've had a chance to hold the Anadromous Championship
I
belt?
have held
Are
it.
there
I have my
other-
mini one, which
You
is also
do.
very cool.
You do.
It's true. I'm open to suggestions, but I just feel like Kurt, when we're looking at our list, he was like right there with everyone, and we since we gave it to him, it's a good way to round it out.
I'm uncertain of whether we will continue passing on the
All right.
Anadromous
Well, you know
Championship.
my thoughts now, so there
I
we go.
do. It seems like we'll have to see. Maybe someone will come along with such a fast track record that they will become worthy of the belt.
There you go.
Or maybe we could come up with a new belt. You know,
Different thing. I agree.
it's a different thing. It's like a
Because it's
welterweight title instead of the heavyweight title.
There
of
you
the
go, it's
Anadromous
the welter.
Championship. We could do. Did you know that sturgeon are anadromous? Brian Fawcett is shaking his head. He knew that sturgeon were anadromous.
Kinda.
I mean, I don't know what
I'm
the
not sure
difference
what
is
the
between
technical-
kinda and not kinda is, other than when I looked it up. What's an anadromous fish? It was like the steelhead, which is a trout, not a salmon, the salmon, and then sturgeon. And I was like, oh, maybe we could come up with a sturgeon belt that's maybe even bigger? I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, that would
Bigger
be
than
like the
the-
ultra heavyweight.
I was gonna say bigger
Wow.
than that was very large. It did not fit. It was too big for my shoulder.
Or maybe
I do have one comment
Fit a person in
on Kurt and the championship. I'm a little afraid that if we don't hold him accountable, like keep it competitive, that he's not going to wear it around 24/7 like he did at the Nick while I was there.
yeah,
I mean, he literally had that on his shoulder the whole time.
I'm not
It was-
sure that he won't just do that anyway. That's
Yeah, I
how
was gonna
authentically
say.
excited he was.
I think he might. Like you just see him at the grocery store, and he's like, "Oh, what this? I don't just. It's part of my wardrobe now."
I'm a
I just
champion.
threw this on.
Yeah. Oh, this whole thing.
So maybe if we see him without the belt, then we reconsider.
Okay. I
There we
like
go.
this
So,
idea. I
Kurt,
like
if you're
this idea.
listening, we're on the lookout.
Yeah, maybe we could do it. Yeah, I like where this is headed. Okay, that's all we got. That's all I got. Give me a typewriter to segue out to the outro for Fawcett.
All right, that's all for this bonus episode. Our next episode will be recorded October 25th, 2021, and published by someone other than Paul on October 28th. To make sure you don't miss it or any other episodes, you can sign up for an unintrusive newsletter with links to all the ways to consume this fascinating content at publicpowerunderground.substack.com. Otherwise, you can subscribe on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcast, or your favorite podcast app. You don't have to be subscribed to NewsData to get this podcast, but it sure makes our podcast make a lot more sense. That's all for this week. Thanks for tuning in.
Public Power Underground is a production of Clatskanie PUD and NewsData. The views expressed here are our own and not the official views of neither Clatskanie PUD nor NewsData, nor the organization of the guests also appearing on Public Power Underground. Public Power Underground is public power and public power adjacent news from a power department's perspective. It's written and directed by Clatskanie PUD's power department, led by me, Paul Dockery, and it's edited and published by the stellar team at Pioneer Utility Resources, led by associate producer Sarah Wooden. Our theme song, Roll On Enthusiast, was rewritten, performed, and recorded by Arin Guillory and Ian Bledsoe. Public Power Underground, for electric utility enthusiasts. Public Power Underground, it's work to watch.
Where the waters cut through, down her wild mountains and canyons she flew, Canadian northwest to the ocean so blue. Roll